with a massive following of 97.1 million on TikTok, making her the reigning queen of the video sharing app, Charli D'Amelio's skyrocketing fame is totally undeniable. From premium sponsorship deals to endless TV guestings, Charli continues to strike while it's hot. Amidst all her content and regular live feed sessions, she's given her fans some adorable moments that we just can't blame her for. In this video, we're taking a look at Charli D'Amelio's funniest fails that she totally wishes we never saw. Before we jump to it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for all our newest videos. Soft-spoken, Connecticut-bred high schooler Charli D'Amelio is by far the best thing that ever happened to the video-sharing social media app TikTok. This benefit definitely goes both ways, as Charli being the most followed creator on the app has led to much more opportunities for the young celebrity, which also leads to Charli bringing in more downloads for the app due to her massive influence and the app's sudden popularity. This has also been brought on by a new wave of digital creators that produce endless viral content through the app. Now, with Charli leading the charge, it takes quite a lot of posts to attain a certain level of appeal. And although most of her posts end up being viral sensations, especially with her immense fan base following Charli's every move, it's easy to say there's endless content about Charli D'Amelio's life. However, with most of social media nowadays being a platform for more real content, there are certainly some moments where the queen of TikTok wished that these weren't shared or posted where it would stay on the internet forevermore. Charli shares tumbles in her room. While most people tend to place their social media persona far beyond the real depiction of their lives, Charli seemingly has broken through that mold. Attributing a much-needed dose of truth towards sharing and posting, she continues to attract followers due to the realness of what she shares. These little glimpses of life go beyond the usual dance or skit clips that we often see. And despite the pressures that go with the sudden massive appeal she now holds, Charli doesn't seem to mind showing the bloopers that many wouldn't dare to share. In fact, while trying to cope with the boredom brought on by the lockdowns due to the global pandemic, Charli tried to do some TikToks in her room when she suddenly fell over a bedroom chair which she didn't notice was there, with her phone capturing the scene of her tumble. Instead of scrapping the image of her falling, she decided to post it on her Instagram, which showed, just like regular people, even the most popular can fall sometimes. Charli hates snakes. Most people have a certain level of fear when it comes to crawly, slimy reptiles, particularly snakes, and especially the big ones. Charli falls under this group of people as well, having been vocal about it a number of times on social media. In June of 2020, Charli became victim to some antics from two of her YouTuber friends, Alex Warren and Taylor Holder, as they claimed to have bought her a puppy, but got her a big python instead. Seen on both their respective YouTube channels, Alex and Warren explained how Charli mentioned that she wanted a puppy, and sought out to buy her one, but ended up buying the closest thing they could find. Of course, this gag was pretty clear, especially with the fact that they knew just how scared Charli would be of the slithering snake. In the video, Charli wears a blindfold as a room full of people anticipate her reaction, while Taylor lets the snake out of a bag. Charli squirms on the floor from excitement even without seeing the gift. Pressed on by her friends to turn around, she screams and runs away, falling to the floor as her friends burst out laughing. Her friends would comfort her with hugs, as Charli would later post on her Instagram, "Remind me to never trust Alex and Taylor ever again." Little Charli is adorable. With all the popularity and success she's had in such a short span of time, it's easy to forget that Charli is only a teenager. In fact, the 16-year-old can't quite comprehend the suddenness of it all. This highlights the values that this young lady holds, which only makes her followers love her so much more. And you know what makes Charli more adorable? Videos and photos of little girl Charli. Charli's parents, Heidi and Mark, just can't help but share multitudes of memories of their kids, Charli and older sister Dixie, that are quite golden, considering these treasure troves just show how lovable these two were when they were kids. From family vacation pictures to casual shots from when the two were so much younger. One clip in particular showed Charli's mom Heidi call her into the kitchen, saying that her family worked pretty hard on a birthday cake that Charli wanted, as she showed a 5-layered cake made for Charli. As soon as Charli saw the cake, The little girl beamed with the wide, gaping smile that we often see her now with as she tried to hide her excitement through her closed eyes. Charli was asked if the cake was what she wanted, and she could only scream yes with absolute glee. This showed the familial love that Charli experienced, even at an early age, and offers a glimpse at the light in the household that brought us all this beaming and energetic young celebrity. Charli's nose surgery. TikTok's viral trend is often due to a spur of online challenges that increase interaction by goading people into participation, or simply due to its fun appeal. The check challenge became a memorable one for Charli, as it involved a slight touch of controversy. The check challenge encouraged TikTokers to lip sync to songs with dialogues that ended with a check, and add their own touch by commenting on something they personally relate to. Through this challenge, Charli shared pictures of herself with medical tape across her nose and bruised cheeks, as she lip-synced the challenge and ended with a message. "Ayo, nose job, check." As the song continued, images of Charli explaining her medical predicament flashed on screen. This led to numerous suspicions from her followers, thinking that she had indeed undergone a cosmetic procedure. Some concern was also raised, considering the teenager's young age. Charli addressed all this herself, explaining that she had broken her nose and has had problems breathing through her right nostril. She had intended to have surgery to clear the airway, but also noticed problems with her left nostril as well, eventually having had problems breathing through both airways. She basically trolled her followers into thinking that she had a cosmetic nose job, when indeed, she had corrective surgery for her to be able to breathe properly again. Sisterly love. With Charli and Dixie D'Amelio being the most loved sister tandem on social media, it's easy to see them both taking the charge towards building their D'Amelio empire. With most creators initiating collaborations with other content creators, it's a lot easier when your best collaborator sleeps in the next room. This is why we often see these two share the space on online platforms. In one Instagram live session, we see Dixie D'Amelio referring to Charli's alleged nose job, while the rest of the family laughs. With a still evident bruise under her eye, Dixie poked fun at Charli, first by complimenting how pretty she looked, then adding, "The eyeshadow is supposed to go under the eyelid, not underneath the eye." This kind of playful banter is common for the two, as we sometimes see the duo argue, somehow still adorably, through their platforms. On another Instagram live session, we witnessed Charli trying to interact with her fans online, while Dixie tried to annoy her sister, mimicking Charli and making fun of her, which led to a riled-up Charli pointing to the door and yelled at Dixie to leave the bedroom. This resulted in Dixie, not wanting to finish her teasing, playfully biting Charli's arm. In a sudden reaction to the bite, Charli unknowingly slapped Dixie on the face, to which Dixie was left shocked, as the two ended up laughing together. This clear example of sisterly love is something many family members who share the same love-hate relationship with siblings can relate to. Charli's singing voice. It's pretty evident that Charli is known for her great dancing prowess. Her dancing style and perky personality has added to her success and fame as a social media darling. But did you know that Charli's parents had a plan to spread the talent in the family? Charli began dancing at age 3 and was trained as a competitive dancer for over 10 years. This is why we often see her busting the great moves. It is, in fact, her older sister Dixie who has the vocal chops in the family. Having released her own single with aims to building her solid singing career, Dixie clearly can sing. So it was pure delight when Charli gave us all a sample of her singing voice, when she went live singing to Billie Eilish's Ocean Eyes. With the song's challenging high pitch and soulful lyrics, fans could only laugh as Charli clearly tried her best to do the song any justice. Still, fans loved her rendition despite being adorably off-key, and appreciate that although she might not be a singer after all, Charli is truly comfortable being herself. What do you think about Charli D'Amelio's funny fails? Would you want to see more of her funny moments? We'd love to hear from you by placing your comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more stories.